Well, this here is the house I've been waiting to go back to now that I have the Equinox. I have absolutely pounded this site. I've used the V3i, using the 10-inch DD. I've been on High Pro, I've been on Coin and Jewelry, and I've been in the single 2.5 Deep Silver program, running not only the 10, but the 6x10 Eclipse, and the big Ultimate 13. I've also been there with the EMX Sport, with the big 13-inch coil on it. I've ran it in relic mode, and I've ran it in Coin and Jewelry. I've used the 7-inch D-Tech coil. I've used the 6x10 Sport coil, and since I don't own the 10.5 double D coil, I use the 9.5 concentric Sport coil. When I first asked the landowner to metal detect out here, he told me that there's been so many people there over the years that it's really not worth your time. I found two 2-cent pieces. I found a 3-cent trine, but it wasn't silver. It was made out of something else and it was real corroded. I found a standing Liberty quarter, tons of Indian cents, and an array of many other different items. When I last metal detected this place, I knew that I had run this site dry. There was no reason to ever return. But since I've been seeing such a difference with my Equinox, I want to go back. Now this site has been my favorite ever since I came up to Ohio. It's a 2-story log cabin. It's been well kept up and preserved. The yard hasn't been modified all that much. There's still a gigantic tree out front. It's probably 5 feet in diameter. You know, the ground around that's still exactly the way it used to be. We're gonna come to this site a couple times and we're gonna spread out because there's also a spring house in the back. I don't have any real good information on it, as you can tell, just a map and a building. But that's just the way it's been since I started there, and we'll just have to discover who they are in the ground. So here we are at the log cabin. Now this is a 2-story hand-hewn log cabin. There's slat boards on that are on the outside of this. Those are wood, and they would have been put on at a later date. I really couldn't ask for anything much better because it looks like it was mowed about 2 days ago. Now I have the Equinox with me, and we're gonna hunt this site all day long until I can't swing that machine anymore. Now today we're going to be using a few different programs. Today we're just going to start in field 1 to target the high tones. Let's check where our sensitivity's at. We're on 19, going up to 20, 22. Not hearing a lot of noise yet, so that's pretty good. We're just going to go ahead and run the noise cancel just to do it. Gonna go ahead and get ground balanced. Let's try it here. There we go, good and ground balance. Came in at 23. We're gonna run in 50 tones today. We're accepting from 0 all the way up to 40. My recovery speed's on 5, holding down the settings button to get to iron bias, and we're iron bias 1. And that's pretty much it. Let's get hunting. Got a target right here. It says 23 on pinpoint. Swing in, it's about in that range. Let's just see what that is. Kind of looking like iron now. That's awful high, but I'll take it. Let's keep looking. Well, there's a nail, I think. It may just be a piece of wire. There's a nail, good old square nail. Let's see if those were what we were bouncing off of. Target seems to be right there. It's a little lower now. So we have an array of stuff in here. Another nail. So, since we just pulled 3 nails out of there, that's not much fun, but I do like finding square nails. There's my iron bias. I'm gonna take that up to 2. See if that helps out. I was swinging my metal detector here as we were going over to the corner of the house. And we got a target right here. I just can't pass it up. So, 22. Not sure. I don't know what that is. It looks like junk, but some kind of square boxed in piece of metal. Not sure. Little tab there. Doesn't appear to be all that old. There's targets everywhere right here, but we're gonna go after this one. Here's these and metal things, but I found this inside there and I unraveled it. I don't know how old this is, but it looks like a Lipton tea thing, now enriched with, I don't know why tea would have noodles in it, but it says it up there. Noodles and tea. Maybe a catchy thing back in the day, but that's what I found down in that hole and unraveled it. Now that I'm in front of the house, there's a lot of trash out here, so I raised my recovery speed up to 6. This is a low tone, but let's check it out. It's got a lot of cracks and pops in it. It's 14, 15, fairly deep, 3 bars. A little bit of dirt off there. Still somewhat jumpy. Great big bolt. That's an old bolt. That's coming from the flange deep on the Trashy digger. That's probably what we were hunting, because it was cracking and popping quite a bit. There's still a bunch of stuff in the plug, but there's no higher numbers. I mean, there's stuff in there, but there's so much out here. I need to start paying attention more to the cracking and popping that the machine gives. Here's a mangled up piece of brass or copper came out of there. Big piece of iron. And more of that copper or brass thing. So that may have been our target instead of that great big bolt and that other piece of iron we found. So not sure. Has a grab bag type hole. We're not going to try Park 1. We got 5 tone on this one. We're accepting from 3 up to 40. Recovery speed is going to be, let's go with 5. And iron bias is going to stay at 2. I've been metal detecting out in the sun, and my phone actually overheated twice, and I had to wait like 15 minutes. So we're just going to come over in the shade and hunt in a really trashy area. That's a 12. This is what we have. It's that. I don't know what that is yet. Well, we may never know what this one is, but it does have a square hole and it's round. About the size of a, wheat cent or so. There's a target there. Used to be about a 13. Still in the hole. Looks to be a button. You can see the back of it there. Shanks mashed in there. It's a little different design. So there's a button from down deep. It's kind of cool. Let's keep looking. 16, 17, so it's an iffy one. You can hear the threshold dropping out in the hole. It blips every once in a while. And that target's up here in the plug, so there's quite a bit of stuff in here. Not there. There it is. Let me clean it before we take a look at it. Here it is. It's a little watch. You can see the 12 and the 1 up top and a winder on the right hand side. I don't know if that would have went on your wrist or what that would have been. Pinpoint's pretty small and it's deep. It's a spoon. So here's our spoon. Doesn't look to be all that decorative. It might have that floral pattern on the end of it there, but that's an oldie. We'll get a little bit more cleaned up at the house. Let's keep looking. It's right over top of it. That's a pretty good sign. Right there. Straight 24, and it's still in here. Since I feel like it's a coin, let's bring you all down here. So we're disturbing the worm's piece, so we'll get him out of the way. Here's the pinpointer. Check it on my ring there. Right there.
It's that, whatever that is. It's not a coin. It's a big old round button though. A little different. Hopefully it has something on it. If not, I think it's lead filled or something. Let me clean that up with a brush. Well, it's definitely a two-piece button. It's made out of some different material in the back, which I haven't seen this style. And then on this side, you can see it's got some decoration on it. A little bit, but I'm gonna have to clean that up so you all can see it if I don't lose it first. But yeah, that's a pretty cool find. Big heavy button. All right, I'll clean it up and you'll see it at the end. Got a target there, it's a 12. Pinpoint's pretty small. Still in there, showing 11, 12. It's the old harmonica reed. This one actually still has the little reed on it, so you can see it there. I don't usually find them with those on there. All right, let's keep going. So right now I'm having a really hard time keeping my phone from overheating because I have to charge it continuously as it's filming. I run an app that takes a lot of energy, and when I'm out in the sun, it just comes up with the warning. It shows the temperature thing, and it won't let you do anything for 20 minutes. So I'm going to leave my phone on a stand camera underneath the trees, and I'm going to metal detect, and if I find something cool, then I'll bring you all out, film it, and bring it back. Well, I got a target out there where my machine's at. Ended up finding this horse bit here. It's brass or whatever, but it's kind of cool. We got a decent signal here, so I figured I'd just start filming them again. Just out here in this big open field, you can see the cabins way back there. I had found some stuff out in this field last time I was here, so I figured I'd give it a try again. 22. Temp it around, see what it is. I guess it's just a button. That's a pretty high reading button though, but that's a good sign. I like finding these old buttons. This one's got some writing on it. It's just a big flat button. Pretty cool find. We'll keep looking. Well, I'm actually at the house down in Kentucky right now all of a sudden. The hunt kind of went a little unexpected during the middle of it. I started getting a headache really bad. And my muscles were hurting, and every time I got down to dig a hole, I was like, man, my body hurts. Well, I found out that just upwind from me, 2 tractors were out with 80-foot booms spraying brush killer, killing the fields. Well, being that I was upwind from them, I was in it for about 4 hours. Wasn't feeling that good. So I decided to just pack it up and go home because my camera was shutting down because it was overheating because I was in the sun. And every time I tried to think of a word, it wouldn't come to my mind, and I had a pounding headache. And I just called it quits and went home. Figured I'd try to figure out some way to salvage the video, which is what I'm doing now. The hunt went okay. You know, I've been out there with the V3i and the Sport many times. I've probably got a full 40-hour week out there hunting. I've hunted there for the last 3 years I've been in Ohio. It was the very first place I had permission to, and I was really excited about it. And in the middle of there, I purchased the Sport. So I wanted to get out and use it on a place that I'd already been on to see if it'd find stuff that the V3i didn't. You know, we found a few buttons today, but did I cover the whole site? Not really. I wasn't really in the mood about halfway through, and you know, did the Equinox shine on this hunt? Not really. You know, we found a couple stuff. There's always something left. But we didn't come out of there with a big pile of coins and things, you know, cool stuff that we normally find. I don't know. I enjoy the Equinox and I enjoy the other machines, but I think I'll just continue using the Equinox as is and not worry about all this comparison stuff. The only comparison I would like to do is if someday I could figure out a way to get a hold of a 10-inch DD coil for the Sport, so I could just do some direct comparisons there. We might do another one with the V3i, but that one's a little stressful to make videos on. Other than that, thank you very much for watching my videos. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was just a normal hunt on a place I'd already been many times. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and take care.